The major engine behind the UK's stuttering economy stalled last year as household spending fell for the first time since 2012, a survey revealed today. Consumer spending for 2017 was 0.3% down on the previous year according to Visa's UK Consumer Spending Index, its worst performance in 5 years. The festive season saw households holding back compared to last year, with spending in December down by 1% compared to the same month in 2016. And that wasn't explained by the Black Friday effect, as spending in November was also 0.9% down on November 2016. The brunt of the consumer squeeze fell on the high street as online spending increased by 2% annually in December. Face-to-face spending, whether on the high street, in supermarkets, shopping centres or retail estates, saw an annual fall of 2.7%. Annabel Fiddes, principal economist at IHS Markit, which compiles the report, said spending over the course of 2017 fell slightly on an annual basis for the first time in 5 years. The sustained drop in expenditure comes at a time when household purchasing power is being continually eroded by rising living costs and relatively subdued growth in pay packets. Meanwhile, consumer confidence remains relatively muted amid uncertainties over the strength of the UK economy and the ongoing Brexit negotiations. She said looking ahead, while there could be some relative uplift in the spending figures, it seems unlikely that expenditure will bounce back to the levels of growth seen in 2016 anytime soon. Looking at different types of spending in December, household spending on transport and communication fell by 4.4% annually, while spending on household goods decreased by 3.4% and spending on clothing and footwear fell by 2.4% over the same period. Spending on recreation and culture fell by 1.8% annually, the fourth month in a row of falls. Spending on hotels, restaurants, and bars remained a bright spot, the report said, with spending up by 4.7% annually in December, marking a 5-month high. Food and drink retailers saw spending increase for the first time since September, albeit at a relatively small annual rate of 0.4%. Mark Antipof, chief commercial officer at Visa, said Christmas rounded off a lean year for retailers, with consumer spending seeing its first consistent 12-month decline since 2012. December's consumer spending figures confirm our earlier prediction that the UK would see its first fall in overall Christmas spending in 5 years. He continued, despite some large retailers signaling a strong Christmas performance, it is clear that the high street has suffered recently, while online spending has held up. This is emphasized by the torrid year for face-to-face expenditure, which continued in December as face-to-face spending was again outstripped by e-commerce, a trend we have witnessed in 11 of the last 12 months. The index uses spending on Visa cards as a base and adjusts the figures to reflect all consumer spending, not just that on cards.